Hello, beautiful women. A lot is shifting, right? A lot is shifting in our everyday realities, and a lot is shifting in the landscape of what it is to be woman, of what it is to be feminine, and the access we have to those deep archives of our own bloodline that live within our body, our cells, our bones, our skin, and our own energetic signature. There are a number of pieces that feel very controversial that are coming to light as I am deepening into the next layers of my own woman and medicine. And it feels radical to say, but I'm going to make a few radical statements. Radical because it's far removed from where I have been. And I'm finding for women, especially who are hitting that 50 mark, 50 years old, 50 years ripe and mature and evolved, that we enter a very different and new experience of being woman, one that requires the purification and purging of all that does not belong to us. Our parents' beliefs, our husbands' beliefs, our ex-husband's beliefs, our children's belief. If you're like me and you have grown children, all of the things that have informed our life from the outside in must be integrated and sifted from what is truly for us and what no longer serves. So there's a radical adjusting in coming into the maturing of being woman. And here are some of the points that feel incredibly true to me, and also, at least for me, edgy. And I think for any woman who has lived life similar to me and in the old template of feminine, woman, wife, mother, these will land for you also. One, feminine power is real. And it is not the power to set your boundaries, to push people back, to claim what you want and create your life. It is, but not in the way I'm speaking it. It's not about bumping out in order to feel safe behind that wall. It's very much about stepping up, taking accountability, getting out of the damsel energetic that wants the partner, the husband, the good man, the coach, the mentor, the whomever to make something happen and to really stand up inside this woman and claim it as yours. It requires accountability. We are shifting from the damsel, and I'm talking about women around the 50-year-old mark-ish. We are shifting out of the damsel. We are no longer in the everyday stuff of the mother for many of us, and some are still exiting and transitioning, and coming into that space between mother and crone, which is queen. It's often partnered with menopause, and it requires a purging of the old stuff, the old shit. And I believe that when a woman resists this and tries to keep her life the same, tries to keep the hormones the same, tries to keep the sex the same, tries to inject eros and sensuality where she's not feeling it, you're doing yourself a disservice. Just be present where you are. It's a very different frequency. It's a different sensation in your body. It's going to feel foreign. It's not going to feel as big and alive and sensual and sensational as what we may have been used to. So one is a lot of teachings. What's the word that I want? I can't think of it, but like jump over feminine power and gift all that power to the masculine. Or feminine power is all out here and not embodied. Embodied feminine power is self-led. willing to be accountable for the movements of her own life. She's the queen, and not the queen in the sense of, yes, queen. It's not that. It's down deep in the solar plexus, in the sacral, and at the root. To what are you rooted? Where do your feminine roots lead? Are you connected to your own bloodline, or have you judged them? You only process the trauma, and you have not yet pulled through the gifts of your medicine and your magic. Only you can do that. You have to choose it. You have to claim it. You have to stand in all of the wobbling and the testing and the initiation and the purging, which feels like, this isn't right. If we go according to the old feminine way, when the resistance comes, at least for me, my way was, oh, well, that's not the path then. It doesn't feel good, or it doesn't feel right. But I was willing to keep processing all the trauma, all the trauma, all the trauma. What if we no longer measure our own truth by whether it feels good and erotic and sensual and big and mystical, and actually got down in our body and held ourselves, had our own back, stayed by our woman even when the clearing came, that what's that purged up, that's not the word that I want, but that threw up all the shit that's in the way of connecting with your power at its source. There is a point of origin to the feminine in which she is virginal, and she is virgin queen, and she is right here able to conceive and create new life, not a popular truth. Because what I believe happened way back in the time of Atlantis is that many, many women who were in our power in Lemuria, our power being our magic, our medicine, our feminine connection to life, our life force, our mystical awareness and sensing of what is true. That is what exists down in the root, in the womb. The womb has your personal signature, and the root, when we are rooted and grounded, connects us to the lineage. It's not going to happen up here. We've got to go down, 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 down into the body, into the root energy centers, and choose where we are planting ourselves, landing ourselves, and allowing our roots to deepen into the earth. Because when a woman does this, what happens within herself is the creation of capacity and stamina and clarity that will hold her when the waves come. And that will also become the gorgeous environment of her magic. That is so much more than just feeling the mystical sensation of it. It's the living, full-bodied expression of who you are. Another unpopular, radical truth, I believe at the depth of a woman, even more than we desire partnership and intimacy with our man and that sacred creation of life, we desire this woman, ourselves, our heart, our power, our blueprint and signature of who we are, our sex, our ability to partner with this earth and all of her magics. Because we have gotten so far away from this, the truth of feminine power has become distorted. And we've also believed the truth, which has become distorted and a scapegoat, that all of our power was taken by men. There is always an equal and opposite effect. There's always the infinity loop, right? The two sides. And so I started asking, okay, if men abused their power, what's the feminine counterpart? We exploited ours. We exploited what it is to be feminine, number one, and that's happening at a ridiculous level in the field of feminine energy still. Exploiting of our sex, exploiting of our ability to materialize and make money, exploiting of our willingness to invest and trust. And that exploitation, if we are experiencing it, then it also means we're carrying it. In the disconnect from our power, over time, we linked it to the man and his power. His ability to penetrate, his natural affinity for leading and clarity, his drive for dominance and to be the master of his own domain. Because we collapsed our own internal structure of power, because we disconnected ourselves from our bloodline because we didn't like what they did, or because we were fearful, or because we were not provided for in the natural way we are meant to be. We separated ourselves from the foundation we come from, including that bloodline of being woman, because this woman at the point of origin of your bloodline already held the full power of this medicine. And when it became unsafe, when a woman could no longer hold her own power, her own medicine, could not express it for reasons that were internal and many that were external, we severed ourselves from it. We silenced it. We tucked it away. We gave it to the goodwill. We did whatever we could to get safe. And there's no judging or ridiculing ourselves for this. But there must be a witnessing and an acknowledgement of our own deep feeling disconnection. Looking to the marriage for more intimacy, looking to the business for more power, for more verve, for more money, looking to the women around us so that we can model who we are. None of these are going to get you there. What we most desire as women is to embody and live and create and love from the truth of who we are, from the full power of who we are, power that is held right here within your body, that belongs to you. I can say these things because I have the living wisdom of experiencing them. Through raising children, through an affair, through spiritual glamour, through disconnecting from my own magic, not even lifetimes ago, not even years ago, not even when I was young, but recently, specifically 5 years ago. It was necessary, and I couldn't stay there. To change my life, there were doors that had to be closed. But to come fully into the new life I've been creating, every door must be opened and the closet cleaned. Because I tell my women this again and again, when you are going in and going through an initiation, an evolution, an edge, which we are always cycling through, the doors that we open in going deeper into our woman, what was left there when we closed the door will be there when we open the door. And we will have to deal with it. The beauty, in my experience, of closing the door when it was necessary and opening it now when I am being guided to, and over the last couple of years, is I'm choosing it, and I am in a different state of being to sort what's in that closet that belongs to me and does not, what goes to the goodwill, what gets placed elsewhere and organized, and what is just trash and junk. I'm going to be deepening into this in The Scarlet Woman, partnered with Jennifer Lauren, who will be bringing the Blood Archives. And I'm also going to be opening a private one-to-one container called the Magdalene Blueprint. And together, we will unearth your feminine lineage. I'm super excited about this because I'm going to go into ancestry.com and piece together the lineage of your woman, or with whatever information you have, to get the facts and to intuitively pull through your medicine and your feminine power to create a life you can fall in love with because it belongs to you. All of that aside, whether you ever work with me or you don't, choose your woman. She is continually showing up and revealing herself to you. We fear the taboo, we fear the scandal, we fear what people will think. We are carrying imprints from what our ancestors lived. Understanding those and clearing them out so that you have access to your power is very important. However you choose to do it. Choose your woman, be your woman, feel your woman, and how deeply she wants to intimately connect with you. She is you. Big love. Mwah.